Matt, hey, MR crew. This is Rin from the Deep State. I wanted to call in. Y'all did a story the other day talking about the whole thing with the Mar-A-Lago raid and, the excuse they're trying to use now about how, Trump just declassified all of that information. And I was hoping to talk to y'all about why that's probably not as accurate as they might be hoping it is.
All right, sure. Yeah, please go ahead.
So a big part of this is going to have to deal with Executive Order 13526, which deals with how the government, classifies. It's essentially the rules and regulations for how the government classifies information. And to an extent, it is correct that the president, all classification authority is derived from the president, right? So while Trump was president, yes, he absolutely had the magic ability to wave his hand and say, I can bless this information and it is now declassified. And that is the entire process for the president and the president alone. The problem is that that's not the end of the story. Because Trump isn't the president anymore, and information can be, even after information has been declassified, which it theoretically would have been, with a major caveat there, even if he declassified it, that information can still be reclassified later. And this is covered under, if you read, and anyone reading, listening at home can look up Executive Order 13526, Section 1.7. It covers, all the rules for how information can be reclassified. And since there's a new president in town, it is just as easy to say, yeah, all of that information that was declassified, that was reclassified. And if it's still being held outside of a, compartmented space where you're not authorized to keep classified information, yeah, there were some serious violations happening. But beyond that, there's one more issue with all of this, and that's the type of information that they're talking about that the FBI was going in there to recover in the first place. I think we all understand now that, there was they're looking for information dealing with nuclear secrets. And when you get into nuclear secrets, that's not just covered by Executive Order 13526. Now we're getting into stuff with the Atomic Energy Act. And yeah, I don't know if y'all will get the same amount of humor that I did out of this, but the Atomic Energy Act basically, that's the rules for dealing with nuclear secrets, because those are controlled separately. It's all dealt with, the Department of Energy. Everybody thinks back to, when Mitt Romney became the Secretary of Energy, and he was like, oh gosh, now I know what the Department of Energy does.
Right. No, it was Rick Perry, I think. That's who became the right.
Rick Perry, sorry, I'm. This is the first time I've actually gotten through on a call with y'all, and I'm.
No, it's all good. You got your 2012 primary candidates mixed up.
Yeah. Rick Perry. So the thing about that is, we've all heard of QAnon. We're all familiar with QAnon. The thing is that that's actually, so DOE.
It's Q classification, right? That's Q. That's where it comes from. We're
literally getting into Q classified information.
Yes.
Because it's separate from confidential, secret, top secret. Like nuclear secrets are Q. That's restricted data. That's all. They all have completely different handling. So. It just seems really funny, the idea that Trump might get taken down by literally Q.
Right. I mean, it's, I didn't get a chance to bring this up on my episode when I talked of Doomed, my show on Tuesday, because I was out of the loop and was just getting all this information. But I later did come across what you just told us about the Q classification. And I was looking into it, and this has been red meat for the conspiratorial right, because on top of everything you said, we can talk about how all of Trump's various trying to mishmash why he shouldn't get in trouble because, he should have the authority to declassify it. Well, guess what? You didn't. Well, I'm declassifying it now. Well, you're not the president now. Former presidents can't declassify stuff. Well, and then on top of all that, you can't do it by yourself with this specific material. Everything you just said, absolutely. But then this Q classification thing comes up, and it's like, oh my God. It's because that's what QAnon, that's what made the QAnon believers think that Q, whoever that Q was, whether it's what's his face from 8 Coon
Ron
or
Watkins.
not. Ron Watkins. Yes, thank you. Temporary mental block. The whole idea behind the original Q was that this was someone within Trump's orbit who had Q clearance. That's why they were calling themselves Q, that they were at the upper echelons of classified material in the US, that they were that high of authority, and that's why it was so crazy. This person was giving the QAnon faithful, the Anons, this information. Like, who else would know that the Trump's DOJ was eminently going to mass arrest Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? No one but someone with Q clearance, right? I mean, that was the assumption to them. Oh, if someone that high knows this, then it's got to be true.
That was the assumption, and it's something that's driven me crazy because I've known this for years, but it's like literally it's just a Department of Energy thing. It's just a Department of Energy like access authorization. It has nothing to do with like everything that the QAnon conspiracy has been all about. It is literally to do with possibly the type of information that was being kept down in Florida, though.
Right.
That's what they want you to think. It's really DARPA. It's always
you can
DARPA.
literally look this up on the
Solid.
Department of Energy website. Like this stuff is public.
I bet you
this
can.
Is not like.
No. Best place to hide a secret in public. That's what they don't want you to know. Who's they? Whoever you want, man.
Right.
Also,
thanks for the. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was just about to say thanks for the call, but if you have something else, please.
Yeah, I was going to say for anyone who wants more information about this, there was a really good article put out by the New York Times and by the Atlantic, which basically are like comprehensive about all the same things that I was just talking about. But yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Oh no, thank you for calling in. Absolutely,
thanks for the call.
Great call. Yep. Take care.
Yeah, great call and great point. I think, we were joking about Trump going to jail earlier, being marched out in handcuffs. But the unfortunate truth about like Trump going to jail, regardless of whether or not you want to see that happen, is that like whether or not he goes to jail or is even like indicted on this crime or sees a courtroom is not really related to whether or not he broke the law or not. And it's not even really related to whether or not he is smart enough to come up with a good excuse for why he didn't break the law. It is entirely related to whether or not like prosecuting him, same with Matt Gaetz, will in some way make it more likely that they will prosecute people who, the Congress and Senate don't want prosecuted. Like if there's like a 1% likelihood that like prosecuting Trump will lead to like Nancy Pelosi being, brought up in front of ethics charges or whatever for like her insider trading, or, Hillary Clinton being brought back in about Benghazi or her emails, they won't do it. It could even be something as simple as they do, and then like Biden just pardons him and he just goes back to Mar-a-Lago like nothing happened. But, the reality is Trump has been allowed to be a menace on our society since he was in real estate in the 80s. And he's gotten away with it less because of how smart he is and just more about like what it would mean and who it would implicate to take him down. Like, and it's just money protecting money, power protecting power. And it's been the same since he's been president. And whether or not they charge him is going to be entirely related to whether or not they can like extricate him from the larger power system that he sometimes represents, sometimes doesn't.